Hey there, wrestling fans. Brian Blitz here, and welcome to another edition of Superstars The Ring here at ccwrestling.biz. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Craig Young. And Craig, we promised it last week, this week is the big 2014 year-end award show.
The best and brightest of Continental Championship Wrestling will be spotlighted this week. Let's get right into it.
Sure.
Match of the year.
Match of the year was a fantastic match of the year. And on a side note, we will show that match on next week's show because we have a lot to cover this week. But the match of the year, Christian Evans against the Revelator Kevin Toole in that big David versus Goliath match.
From last year's Stampede, 2014 Stampede. And just the size difference.
It was actually Wrestle Bash.
Wrestle Bash, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I wasn't here at that time. The best match on that card, especially seeing Kevin Toole just almost 7 feet tall. Evans, just the fast, acrobatic wrestler that he is, at just under 5'6". I mean, it was a scale of David versus Goliath.
You have two extremely contrasting styles, and I think just on that alone, the competitive nature of that match gives it the worthy nature of having a show on its own, and that's one of the big reasons why we're not going to show it on this week's show, because we are going to capitalize on a couple of other things. Of course, you know, Christian Evans was in that big alternative match, the big rubber match, if you will, that we saw.
Controversy abounds on that, on who should be the alternative champion. You know, we asked the fans to email us in last week, and email us after watching the webcast, and we did get a couple of really interesting responses we wanted to bring to you on light, and just in the future, we love our fans to contact us and email us here at Continental Championship Wrestling using the Contact Us link on CCWWrestling.biz. And in the future, you actually may see a lot more of these read on camera if you write in. So please, we encourage you to do so. I have somebody that gave a direct response. And give me a moment here with my eyes.
No, please, go ahead. I just got handed something.
You going to. All right, mine is from a Mrs. A. Carey from Stark, Florida. Mrs. A. Carey. Hold on, there's a lot of hype on this thing. Wow, this is horribly written too. All right, then here at the end, okay.
I think that's misspelled.
Yeah, it is misspelled. I personally believe that since Evans entered the match, or finished the match, with the title belt, that he should be the champion. No hype is worth... What does it say? No hype is worth a decision on the championship. Well, thank you, Mrs. Carey, for your opinion. That's one for Evans, who I personally believe, and I kind of agree. Evans slid back in that ring while that belt was still on the mat, grabbed it, came back out. He should still be the champion.
I think that, judging by the way that's written, that individual obviously seems to agree with that. Yeah, well, maybe a little bit overhyped. This one right here is from Mr. Theodore Scheckler. Sound familiar?
No.
I don't know who that is either. But you know, we do thank you, Theodore, for writing in. And
a lot of hype on that one too.
There's a lot of advertising here.
There's a lot of advertising.
Skylark is a man. He clearly came down with it. This match needs to happen again. Well, that may be true, and who knows? We might see these two gentlemen in action somewhere down the line. However, Mr. Scheckler, if you will, we do have a little bit of an update on the condition of Christian Evans, the CCW Alternative Champion, and that is he did suffer a nasty injury in there. We think maybe a possible concussion. We don't know. So he's going to be out of action for a little while.
We'll get more information on that in the coming weeks.
Okay. Now we're going to move right along.
Sure.
I'm sorry, excuse me, that's last, but we're going to talk about the Rookie of the Year.
Eric Moore.
Eric Moore. He is involved in this week's big matchup where he teams with last year's Rookie of the Year, Shooter McGee, and they take on their
Shoot more, shoot more, shoot
more. Where they
take on as a team together.
Take on their heated rivals, the Society of Sin.
Society of Sin. That is Dante and Pekavus. They're tearing up the tag team division too. It's fun match between both these teams.
They're tearing up the tag team division. They're tearing up their opponents. They're even tearing up each other.
And ringside. And each other, right. I mean, it's hard to tell. Are they friends? Are they tag team partners? Is Dante a disciple of Pekavus? You want to believe that there's animosity, but I don't know if there is. I think that's just how they are as a team.
Well, let's go ahead and see these gentlemen in action right now.
The following match is a tag team match, and it is scheduled for one fall. Team number 1 Dante Steele, Pekavus. They are the Society.
Force against the
Sin. And their opponent, give it up for Shooter McGee and Eric Moore.
Brian Blitz, as we start to get under the wire of this great tag team action tonight. Team of Shooter McGee and Eric Moore, crowd favorites here tonight against the Society of Sin.
Well, Craig, you know there's absolutely no love lost amongst these four men. Long-standing feud, and they've gone back and forth. Eric Moore versus Pekavus, Shooter versus Dante, Dante versus Moore, Shooter versus Pekavus. It's just gone back and forth, and each one of the times somebody has ended up black and blue every confrontation.
And this is finally the first time that both of these teams get to meet.
And it's always been a singles match, and there hasn't always been a great ending to each time. So let's see how these two teams can actually fare up against one another. Crowd solidly getting behind the team of Eric Moore and Shooter McGee with the thunderous USA chant.
The powerhouse is the team Moore and Pekavus here. Moore with a deep headlock.
Of course, Eric Moore, Rookie of the Year candidate last year. Pekavus was actually the Rookie of the Year winner, and these two have definitely been at each other's throats since day one.
Both amazing talent here in Continental Championship Wrestling. Pekavus, no stranger to the ring, came to Continental Championship Wrestling with a deep wrestling background from Saudi Arabia.
Not sure exactly how you can train in those sort of environment, but Pekavus has managed to transcend to our style really, really well, and he seems to be terrorizing Eric Moore in the middle of the ring right now.
As you see, Moore making sure he keeps the shoulders off the mat. Pekavus firm control of that arm, though.
Certainly fighting back, and now a nice reversal by Eric Moore.
Now, you got to think with these two incredibly great tag teams, you know, the winner that should be starting to get in line with the championship committee about maybe getting a further tag team title shot against whomever the champs may be after Stampede.
Well, you know what? I think consideration certainly has to be given to both teams. You see Moore now with a nice arm drag takedown on Pekavus. Consideration's got to be given to both teams. Both teams as a unit do work well together. It's just how they work against each other in this match that may prove who's the better teams. Tag made now to Shooter McGee. The young stocky grappler from Iowa now with a nice arm takedown on Pekavus.
Wow, that crowd firmly behind Shooter McGee. McGee is fun to watch in this ring. Just that amateur wrestling background. There's a reason they call him Shooter.
That dude is amazing.
Fast.
He gets down to he is fast, he is strong, he has an extremely low center of gravity, and he has a finisher that absolutely just destroys people.
You know, and at any time can put you in that quick of a single leg Boston crab, and he hits it out of nowhere.
He calls his finisher the Hawkeye, Craig.
The Hawkeye, I believe it.
And I'll tell you what, if you've been seen by the Hawkeye, you might as well call it a day because you're out.
tag now, and Eric Moore coming back into the ring.
I like this. No.
Nice tag team work by both Shooter McGee and Eric Moore. They work well together, and they're keeping Pekovic short of his corner.
You know, the advantage, of course, is always going to be the Society of Sin. They were a dedicated tag team. Shootmore just recently got together to kind of.
Did you just do that?
Did I just do what?
You just called them Shootmore?
Shootmore. Shooter and Moore, right? I think
Wow.
it's, you know, I'm sorry. It just Shootmore seems to be pretty solid.
Should probably work for the National Enquirer. Yeah, but back to your point. You're absolutely right, Craig. Yeah, Pekovic and Dante have definitely worked well together for such a long time, and these two, the thing about them is they're very unpredictable. They're very evil. They're very vindictive. You have no idea what's on their mind.
You know,
Shootmore, as you call them, 100% clean, and they take it to you right in the ring.
Boy, very fast tags in and out. Pekovic went to the rake of the eyes. Did the smartest thing he did, quickly tagged in the...
It was certainly effective. As you see, now Dante Steele's in the ring, and he's taking on Shooter.
As we've seen in the past, these two are no stranger to each other. And you want to see two guys that are very quick and agile in the ring. And as we see Shooter gasping for air down here on the mat.
Well,
Dante
we
Steele.
said before, we know where Shooter's good at is on the mat, but Dante just as strong down there, and he's taking it to Shooter. He's going to give him everything he got. I think he wants to test Shooter to see if he can push his limits.
I think so too, man. Not just a suplex, but he threw him into the corner on the release.
Tell you what, Dante Steele is known for those suplexes.
And that's what
I've seen him. His short stature, he can sling people across the ring.
You know, and that's what you have to do, especially in a tag team match like this, is keep control of the ring, separate the ring.
Shooter now, a nice running elbow on Dante Steele. Taking it to the man formerly known as the Dragon. Wow. 3 thunderous clotheslines. Now what is Shooter going to pull on him?
Yeah, over the points, right into
Fireman's
carry. Did he go for the pin? He's trying. No, he went right back to hook in the arm.
Strong grappling style, Craig.
Steele was right by those ropes, and probably smart of McGee to hook an arm. You know, try to find something to get him away from those ropes, but that awareness of Dante to get away from the ropes, because he was in a pinning situation.
Dante with a rake of the eyes, and
doesn't matter what you do.
Referee Jerome Jackson admonishing Dante, but it doesn't matter. What's done is done, and now Dante regains control of the match.
It does not matter what you do in wrestling. A rake to the eyes will stop your momentum. And that's really what you got to do with Shooter. You got to break his momentum.
Good grief, and a thunderous clothesline by the very strong Dante Steele.
Boy, Dante and Moore was staring off there, weren't they? Another quick tag back into Pekovic.
Pekovic now double team maneuver.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
Flying headbutt, diving headbutt almost by Pekovic, and we have a pinfall submit. Near fall.
I think even Dante's surprised that he got a 2 off that. What a great tag team combination move there.
That was Pekovic, Craig.
Well, Dante standing on the apron there was.
I'm sorry, I didn't look down. But now you see Pekovic in the middle of the ring.
And this is
nice
trademark Pekovic.
Working on that leg.
All right.
And a man like Shooter McGee, you work on his leg, you're taking away his center of gravity, and that's absolutely the smartest thing you can do to him.
You know, if you mess up that knee, you can't hit the Boston Crab. You're not gonna be agile enough to be around.
Won't be able to stand.
Through. Boy, Pekovic staying on the knee. He's biting him. He is biting him right in the knee.
Biting. Referee now needs to get in there and stop that.
We're gonna be pulled down the knee pad too. Wow, Eric Moore.
Flagrant biting, very unpredictable nature of Pekovic as he's getting in the referee's face.
He's a wild man. He's a dangerous individual. He's scary.
Snapmare now by Pekovic. Pekovic almost taunting the crowd. What's he going to do here?
Ooh, that kick right to the small of the back. That hushed up the crowd, didn't it?
No. I'm not too sure. Shooter might be releasing a little blood after that one.
Pekovic hitting the ropes. Big backsplash. You know, his weight.
That trademark diving senton splash by Pekovic. As you see Eric Moore really trying to pull for Shooter McGee to kick out, and he does.
Trying to will him back into this match, but you know, again, as big as Pekovic is, it almost eclipsed. You couldn't see Shooter on the mat when he hit that move.
Now we got both men in the ring. Dante Steele coming back in. Pound per pound, Dante is probably the best competitive opponent that Shooter McGee can face, and he's certainly taking it to Shooter in this match.
He's fast.
They're both fast. They're both ground workers. They're both powerful with low centers of gravity. Nice leg drop by Dante.
You know, both of these guys could easily make a case to get into the alternative division as fast as they are. You know, those are the fastest talents in wrestling. Wow, a bridge by Dante. Nobody's ever doubted Dante's wrestling ability. It's just his personality since falling in line with Pekavus.
Yeah, Dante's personality is certainly not one that's conducive with a free, normal thinking person. Now you see a nice low cross body right there by Shooter. Peg is breaking the count.
Referee was a little out of position for that. Well, Shooter didn't even hit the ropes. He just put on the brakes.
And you get in the way. You circumstantial. That's all. He wouldn't be the first referee to get knocked down.
Well, Shooter just look at his face. Shooter is angry, dropping the elbows, but he needs to tag out. We need to get the fresh man of Eric Moore into this match.
I'm not sure if he'll be able to. Nice elbow drop by Shooter as Dante is certainly reeling from the effects of it.
Well, he dropped that right on his chin.
I think Shooter's working his way into his corner. Tag made, Moore now in.
Dante trying to fight out of this. And I got another good little tag team move from Shooter.
Beautiful flying Irish whip. Nice clothesline by Moore. Moore's certainly getting this crowd into this match now, Craig.
You know, as you can see in the crowd, big Eric Moore signs up on the crowd. And these two, wow, he knocked him inside out. 360 degrees out of that clothesline. Dante's lucky to still have his head attached to his shoulders.
I think he just knocked him shorter.
Wow. Moore, set him up.
Beautiful spine buster. That could very well be it. And of course, Pekavus has interfered once again, saving the match. No stranger to controversy are these four men.
Nope, not at all. You know, beautiful move by Moore, and I think Moore's going to start setting him up here.
Ooh.
That's big forearm.
Moore now. It's almost as if Eric Moore is not just the one hitting Dante, but he's getting the crowd, and that's just fueling those punches.
He pulled him up on the ear.
Excuse me.
Moore looks like he's setting up for the splash. Big splash from Moore.
Beautiful scorpion splash into a bulldog.
That could be it.
This could very well be it. Once again, Pekavus breaking the count.
Pekavus again in. Wow, Shooter just hanging on the apron here. Yelled at the ref, but
Shooter
a lot of that match earlier is taking a lot out of Moore. Or excuse me, not a lot out of Moore. A lot out of Shooter, just kind of gasping in that corner. Both men trying to fight to their respective corners right now.
Professional wrestling is definitely an exhausting sport.
There's
we do get a tag now. Shooter's in.
Wow,
nice clothesline by Pekavus. Beautiful clothesline by Pekavus. Continuing.
Wow, it's like almost like a modified Superman punch, and Shooter is down. Eric Moore just climbing the apron.
Once again, cannot keep Shooter down.
And
I'm not too sure if Shooter was really ready to come back in the match, but I mean, Eric Moore was really roughed up too, so what can you do?
That was a big choke by Pekavus. The referee was all over it, but he held on to the 5 count. Wow, this match is taking down all 4 of these competitors. Oh, wow, Pekavus wind him up. Wind him up and kicked him right between the eyes. Almost looked like he might have kicked him in the ear. I don't have the vantage point to see it.
I'll tell you right now, if Shooter McGee's eyes weren't crossed, they certainly are now. That was just a brutal kick.
Wow,
nice double clothesline.
Again, both men are down. It's almost evenly matched. Both of them now starting to.
This match is absolutely going to go down to the wire, Craig.
Crowd trying to level Shooter back in. It's going to tag into Moore. And
Eric Moore is on fire. He wants to get in this match. He needs to get in this match. Shooter needs to reach. Shooter now.
There's the tag.
2 fresh men. You got Eric Moore and Dante Steele. Clothesline. A third clothesline.
Moore, a house of fire here. I think he's going to bring him up to the ropes.
Moore's working on not just his second, his third, maybe even his 4th win, but he is absolutely on fire. Did you see a pinfall?
Wow, big
not quite
slam.
enough to put Dante away, though.
Quick power slam, and he went right down for the cover and was able to get 2. All right, these guys are starting to look around. Who's going to hit their finish, man? Who's going to hit their big move, put this one away? I think that's what it's going to take. They're just so evenly matched at the moment. Moore.
Beautiful scoop slam by Moore.
Wow, Moore again went down for the count. You know, only got 2. And did Pekvis go low? Did I see that?
No, you saw Dante go low, and that was not a difficult thing for him to do. Referee didn't see it, though, so I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If the referee doesn't see it, it does not count. I hate it, but it's the case.
Well, Pekvis keeping Moore there in the corner, and Moore is in a bad way. He has got to get out of that corner.
And he's in the Society's corner. I'm not sure if
I heard Pekvis say something to Dante, like he was might be trying to set him up for something here.
I don't know if I can ever understand the communication.
Oh!
Nice spinning kick, but we all know what that's a setup for coming from Pekvis. And Eric Moore has felt that before. Good grief.
Just the rear view. And Dante with a drop kick on the apron. Referee just clear as day saw it.
Now Pekvis is almost taunting. He's just taunting Shooter McGee. McGee is crossed. He doesn't know what to do. He's seeing his friend.
Moore looks like he's in left field. Wow, kicked it again.
The referee saying that was a clean stomp. I'm not too sure about that one.
Wow, Pekvis again. Just methodically starting to tear Eric Moore apart. That knee right to the abdomen.
That was not to the abdomen, Craig. And you know what? The referee had his back turned conveniently. And Pekvis is going to get by with that as he's continuing to control Eric Moore right where he wants him, back into the Society's corner.
You just said it right. Pekvis is in control. The Society of Sin is in control of Eric Moore at this moment.
Oh.
Oh, wait, those kicks right into the ribs. We can hear him over here. Dante.
Once again, known for those thunderous suplexes of his.
What an amazing suplex from Dante.
What's Pekvis doing?
Oh, Eric Moore got into the ring. Excuse me, Shooter got in the ring to break up the count.
What is Pekvis doing? He has gotten that kendo stick that we've seen on many occasions. Oh! Moore ducked. And it looks like the Society of Sin just went down, and Shooter McGee stopped Pekvis from interfering. They have actually defeated the Society of Sin.
The winners of the match, Eric Moore and Shooter McGee.
Good thing I'm trying to get bored of my match.
Fantastic tag team action there, Craig.
Really was.
certainly a big congratulations to Shoot More as they pulled off a wonderful victory.
Shoot more, shoot more, shoot more. Again, I love them as a tag team. They're high flying, they're acrobatic, and the crowd loves them. I mean, listen to the crowd. We had a CCW chant during their match.
Yeah, I know, and it's going to slowly transition into a Shoot More chant, no doubt, down the line. But we're going to move right along here. As you know, this is the 2014 year-end award show.
Yeah, I got it.
And I do want to thank you, the fans, for voting for me, Brian Blitz, to be the 2014 Personality of the Year. I'm stumbling a little bit because I'm a little choked up.
How did you find 100 extra people to vote for you? Nobody likes you. I thought about voting for you once, but then I thought, well, my jacket's not in contention. I can't do that.
Well, so. I thought about you.
Did you?
Yes, because I knew about the award beforehand. I didn't want to feel left out. I know you've only been back just a short while. Got you a little something here.
Did you?
Yes, and I just want you to know this is for me.
Is there a pink slip involved? Oh. Thanks.
Went ahead and took the liberty of shredding all of your pink
It's like
slips.
Every pink slip I've ever had.
Well, now you have more.
That's thanks. Thanks, Blitz. Thanks, Blitz.
No, why don't you go ahead and go set that over there? I want to talk a little bit.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to hit catering. You wrap this up.
Yeah, you do that, big man. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, thank you very much for voting for me for the 2014 Personality of the Year. It means a lot. I certainly, want to express my gratitude. I know at the beginning of the year, I had suffered a major injury and returned at last year's Stampede, and I returned to a...
No, go on. I'm good.
Is that your diet? Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? You go ahead.
Go.
Anyway, I returned from a serious injury and a setback suffered at the hands of Mayhem Marks, and I got to tell you, I've been on a year-long high ever since then. Every city and every venue I've ever been to, the crowd has absolutely been electrifying and had me pumped up, and I hope I've done the same for each one of you and continue in the very, very near future and long term, as well as the webcast here. Really?
It's good.
I mean, it's a distraction.
It's good. I'm sorry. Continue on. This is your acceptance speech, buddy. This is your time. You are the 2015 Personality of the Year. So you know what?
So you can predict the future? You already know what's happening next year.
Hey, if you beat me this year, you're going to beat me next year, buddy.
No,
well, please continue. I'm sorry.
That's because Jerome's not sitting there hitting refresh on his computer.
All right. But you know what? Hey.
We won't talk about last year. Anyway, ladies and
TV show. Continue on.
Speaking of the TV show, thank you once again. This has been a fantastic ride. I certainly hope to help with the help of you fans in the very near future, take CCW into the absolute stratosphere. We are by far the best wrestling promotion in the world. The best, we have the best fans in the world. We certainly have the best roster. But more importantly, you have the 2014 Personality of the Year in your favor. And folks, I guess with that notion, we are going to talk about a little bit more next week because I'm getting a little choked up. Next week's show, we are going to talk about the Superstar of the Year. It is Rock and Roll Chris Turner, and he's going to mention that on next week's show. Well, truthfully, I don't know what he's going to talk about. He, of course, got challenged by the CCW champion, Jamie McKinnon, so he's no doubt going to mention that, and, of course, he will certainly express his gratitude for being Superstar of the Year. So for Craig?
For Craig Young, that's the 2014 Personality of the Year, Brian Blitz. We'll see you at ringside.